Hi, Vanshika. Thank you so much for the warm introduction. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I know that there are people from different time zones who have joined in, and really thankful for all of you. Um, so this session is all about basically, I would be taking you through that how we can really automate AI in HR. And HR is a vast subject. I mean, I have spent, of course, as Vanchika said, right? I have spent more than 15 years now in HR, right from hiring till all the facets and exit. So basically, hiring till exit, right? And it doesn't end there, and it goes on even beyond your exit, your relationship management, etc., with the candidates. But today in this webinar, I will take you through that how we can really leverage AI into our hiring process and how it can actually boost up productivity with respect to the recruiters while we screen profile. We spend enormous amount of time. I'm assuming I do not have the background for all of you, but if we could have a quick introduction, if you are okay, right? Like just the name and what you do, that would be really great start for me to take you dive into the product and let you know how do we go about it. So anybody who can is interested can just quickly introduce and let me know so that I can make this the whole webinar as more interactive rather than just speaking from one end. Yeah. All right. It's okay if you don't want to speak as well, so I can take you through. I'm assuming. So, okay, so I will assume that you understand hiring, you understand the staffing and the recruitment industry well enough. And based on that assumption, I'll be taking you through the whole of AI into the HR hiring space. Okay, so there are two folds to it. Number one is I have a quick presentation which I'll be presenting you first, that how what we as Goodgist as a company, what are we really working on? What is the idea behind? So Goodgist is primarily agentic process automation company, and we are into maximizing the workplace productivity. When I say workplace productivity, it doesn't limit to HR. I belong to the HR industry, and that is why I am into introducing AI into the HR and the hiring space. But we can automate all the any of the task which is your daily task, which consumes a lot of time and which can be automated, and it can reduce the amount of time which you invest in doing that task. So it could be your, reading up your email, figuring it out which email to respond, which not to respond. And it could also, cater to a lot of reports which you run. Like, let's say if you are in a hiring industry, you have to send out reports to your manager, how many candidates have been there filtered and how many, you have screened, etc. So all these tasks could be automated. It doesn't limit, as I said, it doesn't limit to only recruitment, because with Goodgist, we can build AI agents which can automate your daily task, which is very, very monotonous. So with that note, I'll get into straight away into the presentation, and then I will take you for the demo of the platform. All right, let me know if my screen is visible. All right,
We can see. Yeah.
you can see. Okay.
So anybody is not able to, you can speak up or drop in chat.
All right. Thank you, Vanshika. Yeah, so I've given a brief already about about the company. We are an agentic process automation company. I will quickly run you through what and all is available and what we do. Precisely, I spoke about the creation of AI agents. Today, AI is a buzz, right? Everybody is talking about AI, and everybody, all of us, are doing in bits and pieces of everything. We're trying to utilize and leverage AI to our own benefit. So at Goodgist, we simplify the creation. So it's basically AI agents. When I say AI agents, take it as your assistant. Let's say if you have an assistant and you want an assistant to give you and do certain tasks for you, you will just instruct that in the human life, right? You will instruct the assistant, say that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 tasks you're supposed to do, and he or she will do it. The assistant will do it accordingly at the stipulated time, how many ever days and time, etc., on a recurring basis. So here, AI agents is like your AI assistant. So you can create AI assistant for your monotonous task. You can deploy and execute them seamlessly. The advantage of Goodgist is basically of this platform is you can go really live in minutes. I, being an HR, I do not come from a technical background. So I was really amazed, not to boast about because I'm working in the company, but I was really amazed because it has helped me in getting the hiring done in real quick, fast manner. Right, so we can go live in minutes. There is no coding needed. You don't need to be a tech expert. It is cost effective, and of course, there are deep integrations available wherein you can use it. You can integrate it with your ATS, which you're using, the applicant tracking system. You can integrate it with any other connectors which your databases are there currently. All right. Just give me a minute. Is my presentation still visible? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
So this I'll take you through. I know the screen looks boring because it has a lot of text in it here, but this is how the agent is built. Basically, how do you instruct an agent? How do you build an agent? This is where I will take you through the platform. And on the left hand side of the screen, you will see the sources. So these are the connectors which is involved in building these agent after you build it. And then there are interactions. So you can schedule the agent to run it at its own time. You can ask an agent to trigger you for an event which you will schedule it, or a live agent can be used. So there's no prompt engineering required. Simple, plain English instructions would do the job. I will. So yeah, this is what I wanted to. I was going to show you in the demo today. So I created an agent which was a resume screening agent, wherein I have the pool of candidates stored, let's say in my OneDrive or G Drive or anywhere which I use it. I can create an agent wherein I can instruct an agent to, maybe evaluate. I have a JD. So, read through the JD, whatever is the JD saying that this is what is the candidate role needs to be defined, and this is what is the evaluation criteria. So based on reading the JD, you have the resumes, make a fit out of the pool of the resumes which we have. Like, today when you post a job, I'm sure that you get hundreds and thousands of resumes in your databases. Now it takes tedious amount of time, tremendous. I have already done recruitment and I still do it, right? So tedious amount of time is involved in screening resume. Like one resume, maybe you will take at least 3 minutes to go through the resume and then figure out whether it is a fit or not a fit. That is a real tedious job, and I think that could be automated through Goodgist. So this is what I have done. So basically, what I did was on the platform, I created an agent, instructed the agent to screen, give me the best fit out of the pool of the candidate, and also send an email. So I will show you through, but this is how the platform will look like when we create and we respond the result. How the platform works. This is a little bit, I will not touch base on anything. I think I have already spoken about it. The very important aspect is the reasoning and inferencing. So the platform is capable of complex problem solving and drawing conclusions. So what happens is when you instruct the agent, it is a one-time instructions which you are putting it, which you can utilize it at a later stage also. The more you interact with the agent learns by itself and it evolves. So unlike a stationary chatbot or something like that, right, wherein it has a limited um, understanding or capability, what happens here is the agent evolves by learning and questioning which you do it, and the interactions which you do with the agent. It has an intelligent decision making capabilities as well. Like if you tell the agent to choose and filter out the resume and create an email draft based on your instruction, it does that intelligently as well. And it asks for you to confirm it, so it doesn't eradicate completely the human touch, because being in the HR, I understand the human touch is very important, and we it's not the whole of the automation to be done, but wherever it is required for in human interventions, the agent will automatically pitch in and ask you to intervene. It is adaptive, and I think I've flexible. It is improving over the time. More and more we use it, the more and more the agent also learns from the individuals. And of course, I spoke about the connectors and the workflows. It seamlessly connect with multiple systems and tools, like your wherever your data is stored, right? Your G Drive, OneDrive, Slack, whatever, you can configure it, and it is really at the tip of it. And I'll show you how it is. What all can be automated? Of course, I'm going to take you through the hiring process, but it's just not limited to hiring and resume screening. You can automate your document review. A lot of documentations we see and we want to review it. You can actually automate your communication management, emails, scheduling of your calendars, data management, and there's plethora of the agents of the task which can be automated. Okay, so that was it on the, if you want to reach out to us at a later place, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to sales@goodgist.com, and we'll be there to happy to see if there are any use cases which you would like to explore with us. Any questions in between? Otherwise, I will jump straight away to the platform and show you the demo, how it looks and how it works. Okay, let me switch my tab. All right. Okay, I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, yes, Shraddha.
Okay, so I've logged into goodgist.com as a user. I have the login credentials. Once you log in, you will have a My Space. Okay, here you will have all the facilities available to create an agent. You see a lot of agents being created. This is all which I explored for my work. And while I'll take you through, here is the button. At a click of it, at your space, what you can do is you create an agent. Now there are two things. There's an individual agent and there is a multi-agent environment. I'll come back to the multi-agent environment a little later. Individual agents are something that you're creating as many as possible for as many tasks you want to build that agent. As I was saying, you can do it for your resume screening, you can do it for email drafting, you can do it for your prospecting, lead generation, anything. So, whatever you feel like, right? So, when you want to create an individual agent, you will just click on this individual agent. I have already created, so I will just open that resume screening. When you click on this, it will ask you, this is this screen which will come up. It will ask you to give the description, and all of these will be filled in. So basically, you have to just write what do you want this agent to do. So I have written, this resume screening agent has to analyze a given job description and these screens provided resumes and score them based on how well they match the JD, identify the most suitable candidates. Precisely, the description and the objective is something important, which actually instructs and let the agent know how does the agent have to function. So my objective from this agent is precisely to read the JD from my OneDrive, screen the profiles in there, and give me the best suited candidate for the next step of the process. Yeah, once you fill in this detail, These are all auto-filled, and that is why we say that the agentic process comes into the picture. So the way we are building the agent is also the agentic way. So all of these informations, you can just have a quick look. If you want to edit, there are edits. So there are steps. Basically, use the content retriever tools to fetch it, analyze the JD, screen. All these steps have been listed automatically through the platform itself while you're creating the agent. Once you have done that, here are the source connector, which you can connect. So I have connected my Microsoft OneDrive, wherein in the my files, I have a recruitment folder, which has an assignment, a JD, and a resume. And I have connected these with the OneDrive. I will show you in real time as well, but since this has already been done, I wanted to just quickly take you through with the advent of the time. Once you do that, and once you update the system here, you'll be able to then run this as an agent, and your agent will be created. So this is an individual agent. When you run this is what you're going to get. So you have a job description analysis, you have a resume screening, you've got the scoring, you have got how well they are doing out of the resume. So I have actually 10 resumes in my, and they will give you this the scoring like this, like, okay, out of the whole, these are the scoring, and then you will pick it up from here and the detailed report. Yeah, stands out. Srividya has stands out as the 9 out of 10. And then we have, a couple of more people who are already here like this. It gives you the strengths and the weaknesses as well. So this is something which is an individual agent is building, is doing. You can edit this. There is one more functionality of publish, wherein if you publish this agent, your team do not need to really create another agent. What your team needs to do is basically just run this again, clone it, and they can use it for their own purposes. So once you create the agent, it is automatically sitting into your system and you don't need to create it every time. So there are individual agents which I've taken you through. You can similar way, you can create an agent for an assignment email drafter and the other aspects as well. Now I'll come back to the multi-agent. So multi-agent environment is something wherein we are basically telling that in the hiring process, let's say we have too many things happening. You are screening the resumes, you are sending the assignments to the shortlisted people based on your process, you're scheduling the interviews, you are then scheduling, evaluating the assignments. There's a lot of processes involved. So once you can build individual agents for all of these processes, and once you build this agent, you can create a multi-agent environment wherein you can instruct and get the workflow done, that right from the resume screening till your interview scheduling and the evaluation, your one multi-agent environment would be able to do the completely in a seamless manner. So I did that. I did two-step process. I created a resume screening agent and I created a assignment which needs to be sent, and I have clubbed them both in a multi-agent so that both the tasks are done simultaneously in one go. So when you create a multi-agent environment, basically this is how your screen will look. So you need to add your agents here. You can pick up which all agents you want to configure here, name the environment, and name the description, the objective of this environment. Since this has been built, this is the resume screening and assignment multi-agent. And once you're making it, so this is how the agents were selected: resume screening, plus I've selected an assignment email drafter. I want this to screen the shortlisted resume using the screening agent, and based on the JD, give me the shortlisted emails using the assignment of the email drafter. However, we are drafting whatever assignment you need to send, you can actually instruct it. Interactions between the agents is very important, wherein we are instructing these agents that how do we interact between. Like your resume screening agent is actually shortlisting the resume from your OneDrive, let's say, matching your JD. And then it is going to pass on these shortlisted email to the email drafter, which is the agent which is drafting your assignment. It passes on the shortlisted candidate, and once it passes on, then the job of the assignment email drafter comes into the picture, and then it drafts an email and store it in my Outlook, because I have configured Outlook for that. Store it in my Outlook, which is ready to go. Yeah. So I will show you how that is once you update this and you run. Basically, this I have run. You press on run and you can run it. So here is schedule and run. So when you will, while I was talking about the scheduling, if you have reports to be filled in, if you want this to be run as and when you get a resume, or you get a 10 sets of resume together and you want to run this, you can do that. You can schedule it accordingly. Now, when you run this, basically, this is how the shortlisting happens. So I only asked for a shortlisting. So I got two people from the database, from the resume, which I have stored in OneDrive. Two people have been selected, and there's an email which has been drafted. The moment this comes in, I also get an email which is there in my Outlook as a draft at the same time, wherein these are the two candidates, and this is the assignment which I want to give it to them, which gets stored as a draft. It doesn't send right now because we wanted to just do a quick check before sending it out, but you can automate this part as well, right? So when you see, I will also just I'll take one more couple of minutes wherein I will show you what is the database which I'm using, how from where it is fetching the information. So if you see here, this is my drive wherein this is the assignment which I told. If you do not have an assignment, you can also instruct the agent to create an assignment and send it for this job role. Since I had already, I wanted to use the same assignment. If you go into the recruitment, these are the resumes. These are the pool of the resumes. So I think we had Srividya and Harish shortlisted, and it picked up from the pool of these resumes which ones fit the best in the scenario. So yeah. Now, so this is what, basically your agent is. You can create an individual, plus you can also create a multi-agent environment so that it can tie the thread together. My space is something is for myself, and nobody is able to see in general from my organization. Basically, when we have an organization space, we can create as many and we can share as well. So when you go into the settings here, you can add people to, basically, when it is not your space, when it is your organization space. Let's say I have a good gist space here wherein you can go and you can add users, right? When we have a team space when we have a team space licensing, we can add users, as many users you want your colleague to be a part of, just by uploading a file or just adding their email. So this is the window which is there. You just need to do that. All right, I think that is it, which I wanted to share with respect to how you can ease out and leverage AI agents to really fasten your hiring process, because I understand it is very difficult in today's era to really fetch candidates and streamline them in a quick manner. So if any questions, and if you have or anything which I can assist of, I'll be happy to do that. Over to you, Vanshika. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shweta. There were so many parts that even I felt this is like, wow. The word was wow in my head. Especially the agent could actually create an assignment. I think that would be a sigh of relief for a lot of people who are working into the HR segment, I believe. So everyone, this is the Q&A part of the session. Please feel free to drop down any of your questions, queries that you have. We are here to assist that. Any question regarding the demo, any technical question, anything, we'd be happy to take it up. So we'll wait for all of you for a minute if you have anything. Then, Shweta, I do have few questions that I had when you were talking. Maybe we can discuss that right after.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Ms. Vanshika.
Hey, Chetan. Yeah, we
Hi,
can hear
good
you.
evening, Ms. Shweta. So I have a question, like how can we connect it to our ATS? Like, as you say, you have used the resumes from your space. So if we have our ATS, so how can we connect it with that ATS?
Sure, Chetan. Thank you so much for your question. So, primarily, if you're so as long as you use any of the database, any of the ATS, which has the API integration functionality, which has the API keys, we will be able to connect it. So, if you would have seen, I can quickly show you. If you would have seen this screen, let me show you my screen quickly, wherein you can add the connectors and you can integrate it.
Okay, sure.
Right. So quickly, is my screen visible?
No, not now. Till
Not now. It's visible now?
not yet.
No, Shweta.
Just a minute. So sorry about it. I think it's now
It's
visible.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can take it.
exactly.
So if you see, let's say I pick up any of the agent, right? And well, while I'm editing. So if you see here down, there are connectors, configure source connectors, Microsoft OneDrive, SharePoint, Outlook, Slack, so on and so forth. Right? So these are the connectors which is already available. And if there are any connectors which you want to use it, we would just need the API keys which we can integrate it. Does that answer?
Yeah,
It?
sure. Yeah, thanks for answering my question. I have one more question. Like, for this screening part, is there any formatting required for resumes or CVs?
No, what do you mean by formatting required? So, I mean, I have another counter question.
Like there is a particular format of the CV so that it could fetch the data from the CVs and then it can screen the CVs. Because nowadays as a HR you get different kind of CVs and number of CVs. They have many formats. So
Yes.
that's why I'm asking this question. Like if we have 10 kind of CVs, so it will perform the same for all.
It will perform the same. So that is the advantage for having a tool, right? So any format of the CV, whether it is in PDF, Word, PPT, any other format you have, or they have created a site and shared a link, we have to furnish those information while we in one. So I am assuming that you have an ATS, so you will have all the CVs in the ATS, right?
Yeah,
In the dashboard.
right.
So you will have to just create a connector here and assign it, and it will fetch all the CV, read in a manner that it is unbiased because the system doesn't really know who is X versus Y versus Z. So there's an unbiasedness when it is filtering and matching it up to your JD. So any format would do.
Okay, so I have one more question for the same. Like, if I'm working on one position and RATS, there is like so many positions. So how can we integrate that? No, you have to screen particular these resumes for particular this position.
So, to answer your question, you can create an agent wherein you can actually instruct the agent to basically, so as I created the agent wherein I said that particular JD and particular resume, right? Now the agent, while you run that agent, it will ask you which JD you want
Okay.
to screen the resume for. So those are the questions which you will get it from the agent itself, wherein you can actually answer, name it, like which JD I want to. So this is only for my, let's say, content marketing profiles, right? That is the JD. So you need to point that out.
Okay, and if I have like a large database, so how much time it will take to give the results?
It will
If I have to search, I have a database of suppose 1.5 lakh, uh, and I want to find suitable candidates who have that kind of experience. So uh, how it will be done?
It may take a little more time than few seconds, I would say. It will take some few minutes to really, read all through the JDs and the resumes. But I can assure you it will be done in minutes as
Okay.
per. So it will be great, Chetan, if we can connect maybe for a call or something post this, wherein we
Yeah,
can
sure.
actually take your use case and see how well we can, live up to your use cases and
Okay. I have one more question, if you don't mind. I have just simple one question.
sure.
Yeah. So, as a recruiter, we receive a lot of CVs on Microsoft Outlook through LinkedIn. So, can we integrate that as well?
Yeah, we can.
Like create a folder, a separate folder in the Outlook that particular for particular position, we received CVs or resumes in that particular folder, and then we can ask the agent, okay, screen from this particular folder in Outlook after integrating with the Goodgest.
There is a possibility we will have to add that. However, you can also connect it to LinkedIn as well. Let's say that,
Okay.
right? Like,
Okay.
let's say you
We
have
can
a
directly connect to the LinkedIn recruiter account.
Yeah, so let's say you have already database on your so when you post a job, you receive a lot of resumes on that job posting, right?
Yeah.
And you have a database there. So I mean, rather than complicating it towards the Microsoft Outlook creating the folder, it's again a task for you, right? I mean, of course, there are which you will instruct the Outlook to, to trigger all those, but then it is also a task. So rather than doing it, I would rather suggest that directly connect it to your database, which is LinkedIn. It's
Okay.
more easier.
Okay.
But it
Thanks
has
for
the ability to read through your emails and read through your folders of the emails as well.
Okay. Actually, for creating that filter in Outlook is quite easy for me. I do it
Sure.
regularly, I think day-to-day basis. So that's why I asked this question. And thanks for bearing me. And thanks for answering my questions. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Chetan. I would just want to add before any more questions. We showed about resume screening. However, we also have the platform has the capability to also do take up an interview, right? Like initial screening when we do, right? We have got, I mean, today JD has all the matches, etc., right? A lot of things. If we want to really filter more through an automation, the agent will be able to ask questions based on the candidate's response. It will tailor make the next question as well. It is intuitive enough, and that is where I was talking about the decision making, intelligent decision making. So that also you can automate. So your first level of screening, which is a filtration, rather you can do it, you can create an agent for that as well, and evaluation, etc. So that was a really important aspect when we do a first level of screening when we have thousands of resumes.
Okay.
Right, so wanted to
Okay.
bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah. So one more thing. So is it something like below, like we when where we put a set of questions to the candidates for the interview, and they answer that those questions according to their availability. Is it something like that?
Yeah, so basically, yes. So basically, the candidate will be available and candidate will have to answer. It could be a subjective or an objective questions, which the system will ask.
So when the candidate answer these questions, so it will be recorded or not?
It will be recorded.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You will get the entire history and the report of the candidates, basically, once they finish off the interview.
Actually, that's a great feature.
Great. Thank you so much, Chetan.
Thank you.
In case anybody else has any question, you're free to ask.
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me? My name is Nate.
Hey, yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, now my question is, I want to ask is, I've used several tools before, but is this application linked to, can I use it to schedule a quick call or interviews? Is it linked with Microsoft Outlook? Number one question. Number two, does it has a sections where you have to take notes for the interview feedback, whereby it is open to all the hiring managers, both from the first stage to second stage and to the final stage? Those are the two questions I have.
Okay. If I have understood your questions correctly, you're asking that is the application would be able to schedule the call or something with respect to
Yes. Yes. Is it linked to the Microsoft Outlook for or Microsoft Teams for interviews?
it is. To answer your
Okay.
question, it is interlinked. It is linked. So it will schedule it on your behalf based on, so the agent, if you will, so if you will build the agent and give the connectors, it will precisely read through your Outlook calendar, see your availability, whatever you have given, and based on that will schedule the, interview basically.
Okay. My last question, is there where interview feedback are being on the application? For instance, I've done the first stage. The panel provides interview feedback, like they type it there. Now, is there a section where you can see interview feedback, like a notes on the platform?
Yes, so what the functionality which I have yet not shown to you in this demo was the reports. Precisely. There will be summary, insights, and matrix basically, a lot of matrix and the graphs which will be visible. Now, in the form of notes, so let's say if you have an agent, which is a interview feedback collector, let's say, I'm just taking some name, right? And the agent's job is to collate the interview feedback from the panel and give you in a nice, neatly structured manner the feedback which has been given by the different panel in the first stage or the second stage. So you will see this agent running and you will also see it in a report format. So you will get the whole, this agent when you run, it will give you the whole of the interview feedback which has been collated by the panel.
Okay, thank you. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
In case we have any other question.
I would definitely say if you guys want to really explore the product, reach out at sales@goodgist or reach out to me or Vanshika or anyone from the Goodgist team, and we should be able to schedule an exploratory call. We would be also very happy to, understand your use case and see how well our AI agents can perform and learn and share those things. So it'll be really great if you really want to explore the product. Please reach out and we will see we can get onto a call and discuss this further.
Got it. I think since nobody has any other question, as Shweta mentioned, we can connect over call, or in case you want to connect, you can connect with us on our socials and even the email ID that Shweta mentioned. Shweta, maybe you can drop it down in the chat, the email ID that each one of us can use further. And this is the very first, you could say, the episode of our entire webinar series. So this is the very first use case where we are talking about recruitment and HR. There are much more opportunities that this one tool has actually catched upon, and we'll be discussing that in the upcoming weeks as well. So in case you want to stay updated with that, you can let me know as well. We can keep you updated upon that, and just keep hold of our socials. You'll get updates upon that as well. Great. In case nobody has anything, I think thank you so much, each one of you, for joining in. Thank you so much for your very insightful questions as well. Thank you, Shweta, for such an interesting session.
Thank you so much, Vanshika, for the opportunity, and thank you everyone for attending the sessions. I'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chetan.